What is up, guys? It's your boy, Rick Kakis, and today we are going to be discussing what I believe is a must-unlock mod within Season of the Seraph, which just went live within Destiny 2. And you know this mod is going to be good because it's a remake of one of the most powerful mods in all of Destiny 2 history. And so, let's get started. Now, the mod in question this time around is called Weakened Clear. It's available in the final column of the Seraph Cypher seasonal artifact. It costs 5 energy, and it says, when using a grenade launcher, damaging a boss, damaging a champion, or breaking a combatant's shield, reloads your stowed weapons and weakens the combatant. Now again, this is a remake of a past Destiny 2 artifact mod called Breach and Clear, and that came out during Season of the Splicer. And if any of you guys are watching that played during Season of the Splicer, you know that mod didn't just warp the meta, it was the meta within PvE. Like, absolutely everyone was rocking grenade launchers to get that weaken effect. I mean, in the background gameplay, you're seeing old footage of us one-phasing Riven because everyone was on a golden gun hunter, and we'd get that extra weaken damage from our anarchy because of the OG Breach and Clear. And it was the same story with every darn raid boss and just normal activity boss in the game at that time. You would always start with someone shooting a grenade launcher to cause a weaken effect. Now, of course, with both versions of the mod, they are only going to activate against bosses and champions. They don't weaken every single enemy. So if you see a red bar knight, it doesn't really do anything. But who cares? I mean, who are you trying to cause a weaken effect to? Who are you trying to get more damage within Destiny 2? Bosses and champions. Those are the most important enemies you're fighting that really need every single bit of damage you can squeeze out to take them down, so it really doesn't matter in that regard. Now, how much of a weaken effect is this actually providing? Because sometimes it's like 30%, sometimes it's 15%. Bungie should really have different words depending on the severity of the weaken effect. But I went in and tested this, and the first thing I actually noticed, and what you're going to see in the background gameplay here, is I hit this guy with a grenade launcher, and then I'm like, oh, oops, I'm trying to test raw damage. I got to wait until it goes away. Guys, look at how long it takes to go away. Like, this weaken effect, I'm not, hitting it with a Witherhoard. This weaken effect is on this guy for quite a while. Eventually it does go away, and I'm able to hit for 3,295 damage for a body shot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the weaken, and as you can see, body shot with the same hand cannon, it is a 3,789 damage chunk, and that equates to a 15% damage increase. So that does mean that it is the weaker version of weaken, and again, it's only a 15% damage increase, but that's still absolutely incredible because now you're letting your weaponry apply weaken. And the weaponry in question is already incredibly powerful, huge parts of the PvE meta. Stuff like the Witherhoard was used back in Season of the Splicer, and even though it's been nerfed, I think it's fair to say preemptively by Bungie in preparation for Weakened Clear entering the game, and the time it lasts on the ground has been nerfed, it still lasts the same amount of time if you directly hit the target, and it's still an incredible way to apply this weaken effect and just have it constantly ticking down, applying damage over time that's increased because of the weaken effect, and it auto-loads in the background, letting you constantly switch to it and just always have almost a 100% weaken uptime on a target. And then you have new entries to the meta in terms of grenade launchers. You have stuff like the Forbearance from the Vow of the Disciple raid. Guys, this thing is incredible at ad clearing. Like, I don't think anything in Season of the Splicer even came close to what the Forbearance can do. And although it might not be the best at actually DPSing a boss, it can still apply a weaken effect. Heck, if you just bounce the projectile off of a target, like this giant Shrieker boss, that one little direct impact damage bounce will still apply that weaken effect to maybe follow up with another brand new grenade launcher, the Parasite. This thing absolutely cracks in terms of damage as long as you can get it up to times 20 by getting kills with other weapons. Like the Forbearance, for example. That's an extremely powerful build you can put together right now to take advantage of these weaken effects. Man, it is just exactly what you want to be doing with the weapons you already want to be using. Like, just letting them do significantly more damage, because that 15% is significant. If your weapons can take care of the weaken, you don't need, someone with a tractor cannon giving up their exotic slot. They can now just be using high DPS weapons. You don't need someone, for example, running a hunter on tether. You can have them on golden gun. That golden gun is now going to be taking advantage of the 15% damage increase from just someone with a Witherhoard yeeting it at the boss. It is so easy to apply this weaken effect with your weaponry, and it just frees up so many other aspects of your build to be solely focused on damage output. And that's a lot of what we're seeing right now, because although I previously mentioned that you can use double grenade launchers, like a special grenade launcher and a heavy grenade launcher, and I think that's going to be pretty common within Season of the Seraph because of this mod, you don't at all have to do that. Like with the Spire of the Watcher dungeon just releasing, people are already implementing this mod into like world record runs. Like I saw someone do a 1-phase clear of the final boss, and what do you have? You have a guy with a Witherhoard shooting the boss to begin with, applying that weaken effect, right? And again, that's what you're seeing me personally use on these bosses. I'm just using a Witherhoard to provide that weaken effect, because very importantly, you don't need a ton of people with this mod. You need one guy in your fire team with this mod to have the weaken effect for all teammates, because it's a universal weaken effect. It's not just for me. My teammates also get 15% more damage against this guy. So that frees up their, mod slots, their energy for other mods. Charge with light, elemental, whatever mods they want to use, other new Season of Seraph mods that can increase your damage even more. Whatever they want to use is freed up, because only one person on your fire team needs to be the guy applying this weaken effect. That's another really powerful thing. So, at the end of the day, Breach and Clear completely warped the meta around it. Weakened Clear, although it's slightly changed, it does a lot of what you wanted Breach and Clear to do. And therefore, again, I think it is a must-buy artifact mod. Potentially you don't have to buy it first, but you should buy it, very soon after unlocking that final column, because it does provide so many useful benefits in so many relevant areas of the game. I mean, even when you're doing Battlegrounds, those Battleground bosses have a lot of health. Being able to consistently apply a weaken without having to have a charge super or, run a tractor or something like that, Divinity, it is just a very, very powerful tool in your arsenal. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you want to see more Destiny 2 content, so much of this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.